Hello, Serge here from the Backyard Driving Range. Clipboard, we have a question that came in, and this is from John Crow. And John says, my new vertical swing is working wonders on my driver and fairway woods and hybrids, but I'm having a lot of trouble with my irons. It appears to me that I am hitting them out on the toe and producing a weak left to right shot. I am right-handed. Also, my divots are pointing consistently left. I've had my irons adjusted for lie. Can you figure out what I'm doing wrong? John Crow. Okay, John. I think probably the first thing we can look at is, I always say that normally the number one issue can always pop up to be alignment. And you said nothing about alignment, so the first thing I'm going to bring up is that if you were lining up wide open to the ball, and many times when golfers are hitting left to right shots a lot, they stop playing for it, which means they start aiming to the left and to make up for the fade. But the problem is once you start aiming left and you're playing for that fade, guess what? You have to have it to hit the ball to the target. And so therefore what you're trying to get rid of, you actually have to do if you're going to ever hit the ball where you want it to go. So the worst thing about hitting a ball with too much curve, whether it be right or left, is the fact that if you play for it, you now have to have it. You have to have what you don't want, so don't play for it. I mean, realistically, if you really wanted to get rid of the slice, you might be better off just intentionally aiming to the right and trying to learn how to get it back to the target, and then once you get the ball, drawing back to the target, straighten up and swing straight through, and you're going to hit the ball straight. So we can never overlook alignment. Because you said that you're hitting the ball, the divots are consistently left, and that's definitely out on the toe. I'm going to say that there's no doubt your swing is outside to in. So again, you could have just the case of shoulders open too, where you swing straight up, straight down, and you're cutting across it. You could have an issue of timing is off. All right, timing would be that we're supposed to start the downswing with the lower body. Once we get up to the top, the forward upswing or downswing is supposed to be started with the lower body. If you get up here at the top, even if you had a perfect position and you start with your shoulders, and the best thing to do that is just right here. The sun is directly at my back. I can see everything from my head right down to almost all of my feet in the shadows here. You just watch your head. It has to come back and stay put. If anything, the head should go backwards a little bit at impact, and the second it goes back, it just goes back and pops straight up. I call that the dipsy doodle, and that allows, by going back, it allows the club to approach slightly from the inside, and it gives the arms the room to square up, to straighten out and square the club up at impact, and it creates that little bit more bow in the body that you see here, as compared to if your shoulders go the other way, you don't actually have a bow. You might, instead of being bowed, you'd be concave. It'd be cupped inward. So you want to go the other way. So you can watch those things. Another big killer would be the right leg. If the right leg's straightening, that could be automatically pushing you forward. EBRT, end of backswing reverse tilt. And if you stay ahead, your only chance is your head, so you have to throw your hands at the ball, and that would be outside in, and your divots would definitely be pointing to the left. So there's all these options, but they basically come back to what? Setup, alignment, and in your body. And then when we start getting into the swing, if your alignment and your setup is off, it can change your timing, and you won't have the correct timing, and very likely you'll be coming over the top. One last one I always got to come back to, since most all golfers were taught to turn at least 90 degrees or more and get in that what we call the rotational swing, which is almost all you see. If you turn too much and you get your arms in the sacred burial ground, there's only one way to truly get back to the aiming line, to try to hit it on, square and solid, because you can't come back if you're deep straight through. You hit it straight out the right field. You have to turn your body, and once you start turning it, and you turn it fairly hard to get your arms, to get your body open so your arms can get around your body and back to the line, you're over the top, outside in, and that'll be hitting toe shots and chubbies and everything, and even thins. So you have to watch your setup, your alignment, and then your timing, which is in the right position where you can just swing straight through. It's just like skipping a rock on the lake, or standing here holding a tennis racket and just hit a forehand through. Or even if you turn around and you hit a backhand, it's straight back and through. Nobody turns it back to the target. And you can see when you hit those forehands and backhands, it's what? Straight up, straight down, and through. Same thing with a hockey stick. Straight up, straight down, and through. And that's what a golf swing should be. Just straight up, straight down, and you're feeling with the 3/4 limited turn swing of the search swing, it's just, you just turn to the toe line and lift the club up, hit the ball, and just make sure in the forward swing you don't get, your forward arm and club doesn't get past the toe line on that side, and straight up. So we stay in front of the toe line. We never get behind the toe line. That's the sacred burial ground, and that's not a place we want to be if we want to play good golf. So check your setup, check the alignment, and check out your shadow, and you should be able to figure out why the club's coming over the top. All right, and I think I covered most everything, or at least the major ones, that why coming over the top happens. Okay, that's it for the search for today, and I'll be talking to y'all again soon.